Friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate you all. For those who are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Nomhlanga. I'm an immigrant nurse living and working in Germany. On this platform, I share everything about nursing, food, traveling, and just the general life of an immigrant in Deutschland. Before we jump on to the video, I would like to appreciate you all so much for subscribing. Today we are at 3,500 subscribers as I'm shooting this video, and I appreciate you all so much. When we reach the 5,000 subscribers, I'm doing a cash giveaway just to any one lucky person on our platform here. So please share the video with your friends and family. Make sure you comment in the comment section, because I will look who comments, those people who be lucky. Just leave a like. You might never know. I'll just choose you because you liked the video. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you so much. Before I moved to Germany, I thought work was you wake up, you go to work, do your job, and go back home. But let me tell you, working in Germany is a completely different experience compared to working in Zimbabwe. From how people communicate, the labor laws, the way teams work, to even how your breaks, like the lunch breaks, are regulated. It was really a complete shock for me when I moved here. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top work culture differences between Germany and Zimbabwe, and most importantly, what I wish I knew before coming to work in this country. So, if you are planning on moving to Germany, or you are already here, or you are just curious, let's get into it. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top work culture differences between Germany and Zimbabwe. Well, before you come for me saying, how can you compare an African country and a European country or a third world country with the first world country? No, just chill. And most importantly, what I wish I knew before I stepped into the working place in Deutschland. 1. Punctuality. Time is sacred in Germany. In Zimbabwe, when you are late for an appointment, let's say with just 5-10 minutes or even 30 minutes, they can let it slide. But being late in Germany is considered disrespectful, rude, and it's really not something good on you, especially if you are going to work or school. I remember when I had a placement at a certain hospital back in the day, when I was a nursing student, I arrived at work, guys, 5 minutes late. Now the other nurses were now doing the handover. Do you know, the looks that I got were like, this better never happen again. It was so uncomfortable. The rest of the shift was sour, and I vowed never to be late. Now, 15 minutes earlier, I'm there, I'm happy, I'm relaxed. Number 2, work-life balance. This is one thing I love about Germany. When you are off duty, no one calls you for anything, asking, oh, what did you write about to that patient? And so you are not allowed to talk about work when you are at home. Your after work hours are well respected. When you get a call, then there will be a serious reason for that. And in most cases, like for example, I'll use myself. When my manager calls me, they first apologize for calling me during my free time, my private time. But in Zimbabwe, it is not unusual to get calls after hours. And you're also expected to go above and beyond. I'll put an example of my mother. She's still working, and we were on vacation last year. We're in Egypt, guys. Do you know she would get calls asking about work stuff, almost every day. Even one time it was a Saturday. I personally found that disrespectful, that you knew she was planning a vacation, she did her work until that last day, but she's enjoying with her family. Now you keep calling her, asking that, what are we supposed to do right now? She's a leader in her team, and I found like it really shocked me. Number 3, the workplace hierarchy. In Zimbabwe, there is a clear structure that title matters. You show respect to your boss. You don't just call them with their full name. It's like illegal, if I may put it that way. Like, this is Mr. Mishek Mhlanga. You call them by that. If they are a professor, you call them professor. My mother is a doctor. Even when we're in the supermarket shopping, Dr. Ndebele, Dr. Chirelu, it to be, I find that like it's, is it even that important? But in Germany, it's relaxed. For example, at work, my manager, I call her by her name. I'll just say, hi Sharon. You see, like it's normal. Some doctors, we call each other by names. And then we've got the chef arts that, those, the doctors, top. Then those ones you have to show a bit of respect. But sometimes, there's one, I remember one would just say to me, hey, doctor is when you are talking in front of patients. When there are no patients around, you say Martin. It really felt weird when I had to call my manager by name when I was new here. It was something strange. I didn't expect that. I expected maybe since we're in a hospital, I'll hear Sister Martina, Sister Ruth, Sister, No, no. In Germany, it's your name. Snow. It's just like that. And also, in Germany, we are encouraged to talk. For example, if there is a problem, if I have got a problem with my boss, I'm allowed to just talk. It's different from Zimbabwe, and I know, and from most African countries. Like, you can't say, no, you can't talk to someone at a high post. You rather die inside. But here, we are encouraged. We say it as it is. It doesn't matter as long as it's the truth. Number 4, communication style. One thing about Germans, they are direct. They do not sugarcoat. They just go straight to the point, direct to the issue. It sometimes feels rude, or you might think this person hates me, or it's disrespectful, that how can they just say this thing so directly? That's how they are. And at work, you might even think I'm the most hated colleague. Whereas in my home country, the communication style, we are so polite. We sugarcoat. We humble ourselves. I'll put an example. In Germany, if you borrow money from someone, I'll just say, can you please borrow me 20 euros? When the person wants the money back, they'll say, hey, Snow, and I want my 20 euros. When are you bringing it back? I want it now. But at home, they say, hi, mama, pasela. My mother is asking whether have you managed to find that money that she borrowed you 2 years ago. They sugarcoat, we are polite, and that's how it is anyway. So when you are in a German working space, don't take that too personal. That's how they are. They are direct. Of course, at first you feel uncomfortable if you encounter such a situation. Number 5, job security and workers' rights. Germany's labor laws are strict, from the contracts, the working hours, your health insurance. Germany really protects its workers. This is something that really shocked me when I got here, that, oh, I am, I've got legal protection. I can even take a day off work, like when I'm sick, stress-free, and I'm not afraid of losing my job. Whereas in Zimbabwe, the job security, you can feel more uncertain if you are a worker. And there are some times where, like, I would say you do not have rights at all. I'll put an example of someone who is working as a housemaid, a house girl, house helper, or how you can put it, or a garden boy. Yeah, people work in your domestic house. You can't voice up to your madam at home. You compare, like, the working contracts. Some of domestic staff do not get a contract. You just say, no, you can just come and start work tomorrow. No working contract, no overtime, money is paid. Some domestic staff will wake up. I was watching a documentary of a certain lady who said she would wake up at she has to wake up before everyone else wakes up in the house, and she has to go back. She has to stop. She has to go to bed when everyone has gone to bed. You do not eat the same meals with all those people in the family. So you see, there's no contract. It's just a verbal communication. So even if something is not going right, you can't voice out because you didn't agree in written, which is one big difference, which I noticed when I got here. Number 6, workplace social life. This is something I found a bit tough, making friends at work in Germany. Besides that, the Germans, they are cold. Like, you can make friends with them, but it's not like instant. It takes time to build the trust, that friendship to bloom. It takes a long time. But in Zimbabwe, by people it, everyone just feels like family. You laugh together, you share meals. If someone didn't bring food, you share together. Even after work, you hang out together. In Germany, people tend to keep like their personal life so personal, and professional life is professional. So these two do not mix. They are always separate. Number 7, the mental shift. What I wish I knew. I wish I knew that it's not just about learning the German language so I can fit into the working system, but it's learning the work culture too. In Germany, we work people. I wouldn't lie to you. I would just put an example at the hospitals, in the nursing. Our day shifts are 8 hours. You feel that I worked those 8 hours. When you are at work, you have to show up. You have to give it all. You have to prove yourself. You have to work extra hard. It's not like back home in Zimbabwe where, you can even relax. Sometimes you would see some people during lunch break, they're out of the office, they're in the streets, they are relaxed. Oh, it's so different. But here, it's something where, like when I'm at work. I can't be in the streets out there, like during my break time, going out of the hospital. No, we do not go outside the hospital now because these labor laws come back again. When something happens during your break time, you are at the supermarket, you're not covered. It's a lot of things. So yeah, that's something like that really took time for me to adapt to. When someone is being direct to me, I don't take it personally now. Before, it was something that was so difficult, but now I am used to it. I know how it happens. I'm now direct to other people, though it might make them a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm now Germanized. Also, to give myself grace, this is what I wish I knew. Like, just give myself grace. it's okay to feel out of place the first time, the first year. It's normal. But as time goes on, your confidence comes. You are going to nail it here. Because once you adjust to this German working culture, this system, it can be a really, really rewarding place to work. So if you have worked in both Zimbabwe and Germany, or any other African country, European, or any diaspora, or just any two countries with a different work cultures, you probably have some stories. Please share them with us in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.